Time is our most valuable resource, yet it often feels like it slips through our fingers. We wake up with grand intentions, a clear plan for the day, but by evening, we find ourselves wondering where all the hours went. The frustrations of modern life, filled with distractions, endless tasks, and the constant pressure to achieve, can make it seem like we are always running out of time, never fully reaching our goals. This is a universal experience, and for centuries, philosophers have wrestled with the question of how to make the most of the time we have. In this video, we are going to explore 10 rules for not wasting time and achieving your objectives, drawing wisdom from Stoicism and other philosophical schools of thought. Why is time so essential? Because unlike wealth, possessions, or status, time is finite. Once spent, it can never be reclaimed. Every second that passes is lost forever. And while this realization might seem daunting, it should instead serve as a powerful motivator to use time wisely. Many of us waste time not because we choose to, but because we lack a clear strategy for how to manage it. We get caught up in distractions, lose focus, or allow the demands of the moment to dictate our actions. But it doesn't have to be this way. With the right mindset and techniques, we can take control of our time and align it with our goals. Now, if any part of this message has been helpful to you, leave us your like and comment, helping the algorithm recommend it to someone who needs it at this time. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss new videos. And if you look through the videos we've already uploaded, you're sure to find something to take with you. Have a good day. One of the most powerful ideas that Stoicism offers in this regard is the concept of control. The Stoics taught that the key to a good life lies in understanding what we can control and what we cannot. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, explained that there are things in life that are within our control, such as our thoughts, actions, and decisions. And there are things outside our control, like the actions of others or the outcomes of our efforts. This distinction is critical when it comes to time management. Many of us waste time because we spend it worrying about things that are beyond our control, the future, the opinions of others, or the obstacles that might arise. When we focus on these external factors, we lose sight of the things we can actually influence, our immediate actions and responses. The first rule for not wasting time and achieving your objectives is to focus solely on what you can control. This mindset shift allows you to channel your energy and attention toward productive actions. For example, in a work setting, it is common to stress about whether a project will be successful or how others will perceive your efforts. But these are factors you cannot dictate. What you can control is the quality of the work you produce and the effort you put into it. By focusing on these controllable aspects, you not only reduce stress, but also make more efficient use of your time. The same applies in personal life. Rather than worrying about how others will react to your choices, concentrate on making decisions that align with your values and goals. This practice saves an enormous amount of mental energy and time that would otherwise be wasted on fruitless concerns. Linked to this is the second rule: practice negative visualization. This is another Stoic concept which involves mentally preparing for potential challenges or obstacles. It might seem counterintuitive to spend time imagining worst-case scenarios, but in reality, this practice helps us save time and emotional energy when difficulties arise. By thinking through potential problems in advance, we reduce the shock and emotional turmoil when they occur. More importantly, it allows us to develop contingency plans and mentally rehearse our responses. When the unexpected happens, we are ready. This proactive mindset prevents the kind of paralysis or overreaction that often leads to wasted time. Instead of being caught off guard and spending hours or days trying to regain your footing, you can move forward quickly and effectively. Practicing negative visualization also helps you appreciate the present moment more fully. When we regularly imagine losing the things we take for granted, our health, relationships, or resources, we become more aware of their value and are less likely to squander them. This perspective encourages us to use our time wisely, recognizing that the things we have today may not always be there tomorrow. By internalizing this lesson, we cultivate a greater sense of urgency and purpose, driving us to focus on what truly matters and avoid the time-wasting traps of procrastination and distraction. Another powerful tool for managing time and achieving goals is aligning your actions with your values. This brings us to the third rule: live in accordance with your values. Many of us waste time because we pursue goals or engage in activities that are not truly meaningful to us. We may do things because they are expected of us, because others are doing them, or because they seem like the right thing to do. But if these actions do not align with our core values, they will ultimately leave us feeling unfulfilled and frustrated. The Stoics believed that living a good life meant living a life of virtue, in accordance with nature and reason. For them, this meant constantly aligning their actions with their highest values: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. The modern world offers a plethora of distractions and temptations that can lead us astray from our true values. This is why it is crucial to regularly reflect on what matters most to you and ensure that your goals align with those values. When your daily actions are aligned with your values, you are far more likely to stay motivated, focused, and productive. This alignment eliminates much of the indecision and time wasting that comes from pursuing goals that don't resonate with your true self. Instead of feeling pulled in multiple directions or second-guessing your choices, you can act with confidence, knowing that your efforts are contributing to a life of meaning and purpose. Setting clear and specific goals is another essential rule for not wasting time. This brings us to Rule 4. Set clear, specific goals. Many people struggle to achieve their objectives not because they lack ambition or drive, but because their goals are too vague or abstract. The human mind thrives on clarity, and when our goals are unclear, it becomes difficult to know where to start or how to measure progress. Vague goals like, "I want to be successful" or "I want to be happier" are difficult to act upon because they lack specificity. In contrast, clear and specific goals provide direction and focus. They tell you exactly what you need to do and when you need to do it. One effective method for setting clear goals is the SMART framework: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. For example, instead of saying, "I want to get in shape," a SMART goal would be, "I will run 3 times a week for 30 minutes over the next 3 months." This goal is specific, running; measurable, 3 times a week; achievable, based on your current fitness level; relevant to your desire to get in shape; and time-bound, 3 months. By breaking down large, vague goals into smaller, concrete steps, you create a roadmap for success. Each step becomes a manageable task that can be accomplished in a defined period, reducing the overwhelm that often leads to procrastination. Setting clear goals not only helps you stay focused, but it also provides a sense of accomplishment as you make progress. Each completed step gives you a small win, which boosts your motivation and keeps you moving forward. Over time, these small wins add up to significant progress toward your larger objectives. In this way, clear goals act as a compass, guiding you through the complexity of daily life and helping you make the most of your time. Discipline and routine are critical for making steady progress toward your goals. This leads us to Rule 5. Embrace discipline and routine. Many people think of discipline as a harsh or rigid concept, but in reality, discipline is the key to freedom. The more disciplined you are, the more control you have over your time and your actions. When you develop routines and habits that support your goals, you eliminate the need to constantly make decisions about how to spend your time. You simply follow the routine, knowing that it is leading you in the right direction. This reduces decision fatigue, a common phenomenon in today's world where we are bombarded with choices every day. Creating a productive routine is one of the most effective ways to ensure that you consistently work toward your goals. This could involve setting aside specific times each day for focused work, exercise, or personal development. It might also mean creating rituals to help you start and end your day on the right note. For example, many successful people have morning routines that include activities like meditation, journaling, or exercise to set a positive tone for the day ahead. By incorporating such activities into your routine, you prime yourself for productivity and focus. Likewise, having an evening routine helps you wind down and reflect on the day's accomplishments, ensuring that you stay aligned with your goals. In addition to reducing decision fatigue, routines also help you build momentum. When you do the same productive actions day after day, they become second nature. Over time, this consistency compounds, leading to significant progress without the need for constant motivation or willpower. This is one of the reasons why Stoics emphasized the importance of self-discipline. For them, discipline was not about rigid self-denial, but about cultivating habits that lead to a good and meaningful life. By establishing routines that reflect your values and support your goals, you create a structure that makes it easier to avoid distractions and make the most of your time. In the next sections, we will delve deeper into additional rules for making the most of your time and achieving your objectives. These principles, grounded in Stoicism and other philosophies, provide a powerful framework for leading a more focused, productive, and fulfilling life. As we continue exploring the rules for not wasting time and achieving your objectives, the next critical element involves the art of reflection. Reflection is a practice that has been championed by many philosophical schools of thought, and its importance cannot be overstated when it comes to managing time effectively. This brings us to Rule 6. Apply the art of reflection. In the writings of the Stoics, particularly in the personal journals of Marcus Aurelius, we see the value of self-reflection emphasized repeatedly. For Marcus Aurelius, reflection was a tool to assess his thoughts, actions, and motivations at the end of each day. It allowed him to course-correct, acknowledge his weaknesses, and refine his approach to life. This practice of self-examination is not only key to personal growth, but also to the efficient use of time. When you take time to reflect on how you have spent your day, you become more aware of how your actions either support or hinder your progress toward your goals. Reflection helps you identify patterns of behavior that waste time or lead to distractions, allowing you to make conscious adjustments. Without reflection, it's easy to fall into unproductive habits without realizing it. Reflection also helps you evaluate whether you are spending your time on the right things. We all have a limited amount of time each day, and reflection allows you to assess whether you are dedicating enough of that time to high-priority activities that align with your values and objectives. One of the most effective ways to apply reflection is through journaling. At the end of each day, take a few moments to write down what you accomplished, what challenges you faced, and how you can improve tomorrow. This practice, known as Stoic journaling, not only sharpens your self-awareness, but also creates a tangible record of your progress. Over time, your journal becomes a valuable tool for reviewing your journey and ensuring that you remain on track. In addition to daily journaling, you can also practice reflection through meditation or quiet contemplation. The key is to create a regular habit of reviewing your actions and thoughts, with an open and critical mind, asking yourself whether you are making the most of your time. While reflection is crucial, it is equally important to balance it with action. This leads us to the seventh rule: focus on the present moment. Both Stoicism and Eastern philosophies like Taoism emphasize the importance of living in the present. The Stoics, particularly Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius, believed that worrying about the past or future was one of the greatest sources of wasted time and emotional energy. The past is beyond our control, and the future is uncertain. The only thing we truly have is the present moment. This focus on the now is not only a philosophical ideal, but a practical strategy for time management and goal achievement. When you become overly preoccupied with the future, worrying about what might happen or constantly planning for what's next, you lose sight of the tasks and opportunities that are right in front of you. Similarly, when you dwell on the past, regretting mistakes or replaying past experiences, you waste valuable time that could be spent making progress in the present. By focusing on the present, you can fully engage with the task at hand, giving it your complete attention and effort. This mindfulness allows you to work more efficiently and effectively because you are not distracted by worries or regrets. Practicing present-mindedness is also beneficial for your emotional well-being. It reduces stress, anxiety, and the tendency to procrastinate as you learn to appreciate the value of each moment and make the most of it. There are several practical ways to cultivate a focus on the present. Meditation is one of the most powerful tools for training your mind to stay in the moment. By practicing mindfulness meditation, where you focus on your breath or sensations in your body, you train your brain to return to the present when it wanders. Another effective technique is single tasking, the opposite of multitasking. Instead of trying to juggle multiple tasks at once, commit to focusing on one task at a time with your full attention. This approach not only improves the quality of your work, but also helps you complete tasks more quickly. Finally, setting aside specific times during the day to check your phone or email can help you avoid the constant distractions that pull you out of the present moment. While focusing on the present is essential, we must also recognize that not all tasks are of equal importance. This brings us to Rule 8. Prioritize essentialism. Essentialism, a modern philosophy popularized by Greg McKeown, advocates for doing less but better. The idea is to focus your time and energy on only the most important tasks and eliminate or minimize everything else. This approach is closely aligned with Stoicism, which teaches that we should avoid unnecessary distractions and trivial pursuits that do not contribute to our long-term goals or well-being. The Stoics believed in living a life of simplicity and purpose, and essentialism reflects that same mindset in the context of modern life. One of the reasons people often feel like they are wasting time is that they try to do too many things. They spread themselves thin, attempting to keep up with every demand, invitation, or opportunity that comes their way. However, trying to do everything results in doing nothing well. Essentialism teaches that we must be selective about where we invest our time and energy. To apply this principle, start by identifying the activities that have the highest impact on your goals and well-being. These are the things that matter most, the tasks that move you closer to your objectives or that bring you joy and fulfillment. Once you have identified these essential tasks, you can begin to eliminate or delegate the non-essential tasks that clutter your schedule. One practical way to prioritize essentialism is to use the Pareto principle, also known as the 80-20 rule. This principle suggests that 80% of your results come from 20% of your efforts. In other words, a small number of tasks or activities produce the majority of your success. By identifying and focusing on these high-impact tasks, you can significantly improve your productivity and avoid wasting time on less important activities. Another tool is the Eisenhower matrix, a method for categorizing tasks based on urgency and importance. Using this matrix, you can ensure that you spend more time on tasks that are important but not urgent, rather than constantly reacting to urgent but unimportant demands. The benefits of essentialism extend beyond productivity. When you focus on the essential, you free yourself from the overwhelm and stress that comes from trying to do too much. You gain more clarity and control over your time, allowing you to achieve a better work-life balance. Essentialism also encourages you to be more intentional with your time, which aligns with the Stoic emphasis on living a life of purpose and virtue. By prioritizing what truly matters, you not only achieve more, but also lead a more fulfilling and meaningful life. As we continue to streamline our time and efforts, it is crucial to recognize the activities that waste our time. This brings us to Rule 9: limit time-wasting activities. In today's world, we are surrounded by distractions that compete for our attention: social media, endless notifications, aimless browsing, and the constant pressure to be available at all times. These distractions can easily consume hours of our day without us realizing it, leaving us feeling unproductive and frustrated. The Stoics were acutely aware of the importance of guarding one's time, and Seneca in particular wrote extensively about the shortness of life and the need to use our time wisely. To limit time-wasting activities, the first step is to identify what they are. Take an honest inventory of how you spend your time each day. You may be surprised to find that a significant portion of your time is spent on activities that do not contribute to your goals or well-being. Common time wasters include excessive social media use, watching TV or streaming services, engaging in unnecessary meetings, or spending too much time responding to emails or messages. Once you have identified these activities, you can begin to implement strategies to minimize or eliminate them. One effective strategy for limiting time-wasting activities is time blocking. Time blocking involves scheduling specific periods during the day for focused work, breaks, and even leisure activities. By setting clear boundaries around your time, you reduce the likelihood of being pulled into distractions. For example, you can set aside a specific block of time for checking social media or responding to emails, rather than allowing these activities to interrupt your work throughout the day. Another helpful approach is to practice digital detoxes. This could mean taking regular breaks from technology, such as unplugging for a few hours each evening, or dedicating one day a week to being offline. You have now reached the halfway mark of the video. I congratulate you for trying to become a better version of yourself, and I also humbly ask you to leave a comment, as it helps my channel immensely. If you do not know what to comment, just write "better every day" so I know you reached this far. And don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. Also, I've linked some books on Stoicism that helped me become the man I am today, and will also help you achieve a Stoic mindset. Limiting time-wasting activities is not about eliminating all sources of pleasure or relaxation. Instead, it's about being intentional with how you spend your time and ensuring that your leisure activities contribute to your well-being rather than detract from it. By cutting out or reducing activities that waste your time, you free up more space for the things that truly matter, whether that's pursuing your goals, spending quality time with loved ones, or engaging in hobbies that bring you joy. This brings us to the final rule of this section, Rule 10: act with urgency, but not haste. One of the greatest challenges in achieving our objectives is finding the right balance between urgency and patience. The Stoics believed in acting with purpose and determination, but also emphasized the importance of remaining calm and deliberate in one's actions. Acting with urgency means recognizing the value of time and the need to act promptly, but without falling into the trap of haste, which can lead to mistakes and wasted effort. When you approach your goals with a sense of urgency, you create momentum and drive. Urgency motivates you to take action and avoid procrastination. However, it's important to distinguish between urgency and haste. Haste often leads to rushed decisions, poor quality work, and unnecessary stress. The Stoics taught that we should take deliberate, thoughtful action, remaining calm and composed even in challenging situations. This approach not only leads to better outcomes, but also ensures that you make the most of your time. To act with urgency but not haste, start by setting clear deadlines for your tasks and projects. Deadlines create a sense of urgency that helps you stay focused and avoid procrastination. However, it's important to set realistic deadlines that allow you to complete your work thoroughly and thoughtfully. Break large tasks into smaller steps, each with its own deadline, so that you can maintain a steady pace without feeling overwhelmed. Another key strategy is to practice deep work, a concept popularized by Cal Newport. Deep work involves dedicating uninterrupted time to focus on complex or high-value tasks, allowing you to make significant progress without the distractions that often lead to haste. In summary, acting with urgency means being proactive and making consistent progress toward your goals, while avoiding the pitfalls of rushing or cutting corners. By balancing urgency with calm deliberation, you can work efficiently and effectively, ensuring that you make the most of your time while maintaining high-quality results. In the final section, we will continue to explore the remaining rules for managing time wisely and achieving your objectives. These principles, deeply rooted in philosophy, provide a powerful framework for leading a purposeful and productive life. Stay tuned as we dive deeper into these time-tested strategies for success. As we move into the final section of our exploration of the 10 rules for not wasting time and achieving your objectives, it's important to bring together everything we've discussed so far and tie it into the broader philosophy of purposeful living. We've covered how to focus on what you can control, practice negative visualization, align your actions with your values, set clear goals, embrace discipline and routine, reflect on your progress, stay present, prioritize essentialism, limit time-wasting activities, and act with urgency, but not haste. These principles are all interconnected, and when applied together, they create a powerful strategy for making the most of your time and living a fulfilling, goal-oriented life. Now, let's dive into how these final rules help cement this approach into something sustainable and actionable for the long term. A crucial rule that binds all the other concepts together is the importance of consistency. This brings us to the 11th rule: consistency over intensity. This idea applies across all aspects of time management, productivity, and personal growth. While it's tempting to push ourselves with intense bursts of effort in order to meet short-term goals or catch up on lost time, true progress comes from steady, consistent effort over time. The Stoics emphasized the power of small, deliberate actions that are repeated regularly. They understood that meaningful change doesn't happen overnight, but through disciplined daily practice. One of the reasons consistency is so powerful is that it builds habits. Habits, once formed, require less mental energy to maintain, making it easier to stay on track without exhausting your willpower. For example, if you make a habit of waking up at the same time every day and starting your morning with focused work, it eventually becomes second nature. You no longer need to muster up motivation or struggle to make decisions about how to start your day. The routine is ingrained, and this frees up mental bandwidth for more important tasks. Consistency also helps you avoid burnout. When you focus on intensity, working extremely hard for short periods, you risk wearing yourself out, which can lead to a cycle of extreme effort, followed by periods of inactivity or procrastination. On the other hand, by applying consistent effort every day, you create a sustainable pace that allows for long-term progress without overwhelming yourself. This approach aligns with the Stoic idea of temperance or moderation, which encourages balance in all things, including how we use our time and energy. To implement consistency, start by setting small, manageable goals that you can achieve every day. These should be tasks that, while they may seem small, add up over time. For example, if you want to write a book, set a goal to write 300 words a day. It might not seem like much, but over the course of a few months, those words will accumulate into chapters. Consistency also means showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it. This is where discipline comes in. On days when motivation is low, rely on your routines and habits to carry you through. As the Stoics taught, we must act according to reason and virtue, not based on fleeting emotions or whims. Along with consistency, it's important to cultivate resilience in the face of challenges and setbacks. This brings us to the 12th rule: build resilience by embracing adversity. One of the reasons people often waste time is that they get discouraged when things don't go as planned. They hit a roadblock, encounter a failure, or face unexpected challenges, and instead of persevering, they retreat, procrastinate, or give up entirely. The Stoics, however, believed that adversity is an inevitable part of life and that it is in our response to adversity that we find our true strength. Marcus Aurelius famously wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This quote encapsulates the Stoic idea that obstacles are not only unavoidable but also necessary for growth. Rather than seeing challenges as interruptions to your progress, the Stoics encourage us to view them as opportunities to develop resilience, problem-solving skills, and inner strength. By embracing adversity, we become more capable and efficient in achieving our goals, because we learn how to adapt and overcome difficulties without wasting time or energy on frustration or self-doubt. Building resilience starts with changing your mindset about failure. Instead of viewing failure as a reason to stop, see it as a learning experience. Reflect on what went wrong, adjust your approach, and keep moving forward. This mindset helps you stay focused on your long-term goals, even when short-term challenges arise. Additionally, you can build resilience by practicing what the Stoics called voluntary discomfort. This involves intentionally exposing yourself to small challenges or discomforts in order to strengthen your ability to handle larger difficulties. For example, you might take cold showers, fast for a day, or tackle difficult tasks first thing in the morning. By regularly pushing yourself outside your comfort zone, you develop the mental toughness needed to stay on course no matter what obstacles arise. As you work toward your goals with consistency and resilience, it's equally important to periodically reassess your progress and make adjustments as needed. This brings us to the 13th rule: review and adjust your course regularly. The path to achieving your objectives is rarely a straight line. It's more often a winding road with detours, obstacles, and changing circumstances. This is why it's essential to regularly review your progress and adjust your strategies. Without this practice of reassessment, you risk continuing down a path that is no longer effective or relevant to your goals. The Stoics emphasized the importance of self-awareness and constant improvement. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, often reflected on his own shortcomings and how he could improve. This practice of honest self-assessment is critical for making the most of your time and ensuring that your actions are aligned with your objectives. To implement this rule, set aside time at regular intervals, whether it's weekly, monthly, or quarterly, to review your goals, assess your progress, and identify any areas that need adjustment. Ask yourself questions like, are my current strategies working? Am I moving closer to my goals, or have I been sidetracked? What obstacles have I encountered, and how can I overcome them? This process of reflection allows you to stay flexible and responsive, making adjustments as needed to stay on track. It's also important to recognize that sometimes your goals themselves may need to be adjusted. Life is dynamic, and your priorities or circumstances may change over time. By regularly reviewing your goals, you ensure that they remain aligned with your values and that you're not wasting time pursuing objectives that no longer serve your long-term vision. The next rule builds on this idea of flexibility and responsiveness. The 14th rule is stay adaptable and embrace change. One of the reasons people waste time is that they become rigid in their thinking or attached to specific outcomes. When things don't go according to plan, they resist change, hoping that if they just push harder, everything will fall into place. However, life is full of uncertainties, and the ability to adapt to changing circumstances is crucial for achieving your goals efficiently. The Stoics were masters of adaptability, understanding that while we cannot control external events, we can control how we respond to them. Epictetus taught that we should focus on what we can control, our actions, decisions, and attitudes, and let go of the rest. This mindset of flexibility allows you to adjust your approach when necessary without wasting time or energy resisting change. In practice, this means being willing to pivot when something isn't working, to try new methods, or to revise your goals in response to new information. For example, if you're working toward a specific career goal but realize that the industry is shifting, adaptability allows you to adjust your strategy or even change your path without losing momentum. Adaptability also means staying open to new opportunities. Sometimes, unexpected changes can lead to even better outcomes than you originally planned. By maintaining a flexible mindset, you allow yourself to see possibilities where others might see only setbacks. This openness to change not only saves time, but also creates more opportunities for growth and success. Finally, the 15th rule for not wasting time and achieving your objectives is to act with purpose in everything you do. This principle ties together all the other rules by emphasizing the importance of intentionality in every aspect of your life. The Stoics believed that every action should be guided by reason and virtue, and that living with purpose was the key to a fulfilling life. Acting with purpose means that you approach every task, every decision, and every moment with a clear sense of why it matters and how it contributes to your larger goals. One of the ways to cultivate purpose in your actions is to regularly reflect on your why. Why are you pursuing the goals you've set for yourself? How do your daily actions align with your values and long-term vision? By keeping your purpose at the forefront of your mind, you avoid falling into the trap of mindlessly going through the motions or wasting time on activities that don't serve your goals. Purpose provides clarity and motivation, helping you stay focused and efficient in everything you do. Acting with purpose also involves being fully present in the moment. When you engage in a task, whether it's work, a conversation, or a personal project, give it your full attention and effort. This mindfulness not only improves the quality of your work, but also helps you make the most of your time. By approaching each moment with intentionality, you ensure that you are always moving closer to your goals and making the best use of your time. In conclusion, these 15 rules, drawn from Stoicism and other philosophies, offer a comprehensive framework for not wasting time and achieving your objectives. By focusing on what you can control, practicing negative visualization, aligning your actions with your values, setting clear goals, embracing discipline and routine, reflecting on your progress, staying present, prioritizing essentialism, limiting time-wasting activities, acting with urgency but not haste, maintaining consistency, building resilience, reviewing and adjusting your course, staying adaptable, and acting with purpose. You can make the most of your time and lead a more fulfilling, goal-oriented life. Time is precious, and how you choose to spend it ultimately shapes the quality of your life. By applying these principles, you not only enhance your productivity, but also create a sense of purpose and meaning in everything you do. So, start today. Take control of your time, set clear goals, and pursue them with discipline, consistency, and resilience. Now, if any part of this message has been helpful to you, leave us your like and comment, helping the algorithm recommend it to someone who needs it at this time. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss new videos. And if you look through the videos we've already uploaded, you're sure to find something to take with you. Have a good day.